welcome back to the channel. Today we retaking a look at a new release from a debut author that seems to be causing quite the stir within the romance community. Gothic by Cartelis is a enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, fake relationship, second chance romance with a dash of mystery and the supernatural all wrapped up into one. Let's see if it lives up to the hype, or if it's just overhyped. The story follows 26-year-old Vida Winter, who is about to inherit her family's estate. But first, she must return to the grand old house for one night alone in order to prove that it is Uente haunted. Why? Well, because the house has been in her family for generations. It's where her ancestors died and it's where they want her to be buried as well. And the only way to lift the curse is to spend a night alone in the house without being scared out of your wits by whatever ghost or poltergeist happens to haunt the place. So what does she do? She invites the one person she knows will protect her, Ashton Hayes, her high school crush and the bane of her existence. They were best friends until his family moved away when they were seniors. In high school, Ashton was everything to Vida. He was her rock, her confidant, and secretly her first love. The problem was, he never knew how she felt about him, and he left for college without knowing she loved him, or did he? The two pick up right where they left off. Ashton is still the sweet, caring guy that makes Vida feel safe and secure, while also being the one person that can make her laugh when she feels like crying. But this time around, Ashton isn't as innocent as he once was. He knows exactly how she feels about him, and he wants her. The question is, how far is he willing to go to get her heart? I feel like I have to give some trigger warnings before continuing this review. There are some pretty heavy themes dealt with in this book, including grief, death, and loss. There is also an instance of gaslighting that made me incredibly uncomfortable. While it wasn't played up for fan service, it was still done in a very realistic manner, so it may be triggering to those who have experienced this type of behavior. Lastly, there is cheating in this book, but it is never glorified, and it definitely has consequences. With that said, let's continue. Vida and Ashton have great chemistry. I enjoyed their banter. I liked how close they were, and I appreciated that neither one of them shied away from their feelings. Their relationship is definitely the highlight of this book. As soon as they're thrown together, there's a palpable sexual tension between them. The longing, the desire, the need, it's all there simmering just below the surface. And when they finally give in to their desires, it's explosive. The sex scenes are hot, steamy, and consensual. I found myself blushing and fanning myself as I read. The emotional connection between these two characters is undeniable. You can feel the years of pent-up emotion and desire between them. The slow burn is worth it, and the payoff is mind-blowing. I also really enjoyed the supporting characters. Vida's brother, Zach, is a breath of fresh air. He's supportive, loving, and protective of his sister. He's also gay, and his storyline is handled with care and sensitivity. The other standout character is Mrs. Winter, Vida's grandmother. She's strong, independent, and a force to be reckoned with. I loved her dry wit and her no-nonsense attitude. I hope to see more of her in future installments. The plot is fast-paced and keeps you guessing until the end. I had my suspicions about who the killer was, but I was wrong. So many times I found myself on the edge of my seat as I read, not knowing what was going to happen next. The mystery is well plotted, and the clues are subtle but important. I also liked the addition of the supernatural element. It added a layer of intrigue and suspense to the story. However, I would have liked to see more of it. I felt like it was kind of dropped in and then forgotten about. Now, let's talk about the writing. Ellis's writing is engaging and easy to read. She creates vivid images in your mind and draws you into the story. I found myself feeling like I was right there in the house with Vida and Ashton. I could feel their fear, their desire, their heartbreak. Her prose is poetic and lyrical, and she has a way with words that makes you feel every emotion the characters are feeling. All in all, I am highly impressed with Ellis's debut novel. This is a must-read for anyone who loves a good romance, with a side of mystery and suspense. If you're looking for a book that will keep you up at night, then look no further. Gothic is the perfect book for you. Just beware, you may not sleep again. With all that being said, it's time for me to reveal my final verdict. Is Gothic overrated or is it just overhyped? And the answer is a resounding nope. Gothic is not overrated. It is a fantastic read that I would recommend to anyone. The characters are well developed, the plot is engaging, and the writing is superb. This is a book that I will reread again and again. So, there you have it. My review of Gothic by Cartelis. Have you read this book? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, I highly recommend checking it out. You won't regret it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Alright, before we get into the tropes, let's talk about the love interests. First up, we have Ashton Hayes. Ashton is a 27-year-old private investigator who specializes in finding missing persons. Here's a former child soldier who was taken from his family at a young age and trained to fight in wars. He's haunted by his past and is trying to make amends for the things he's done. Next, we have the lovely Vida Winter. Vida is a 26-year-old writer who's just returned to her family's home after 6 years away. She's hoping to restore the house to its former glory and turn it into a museum. She's headstrong, determined, and a little bit reckless. Now let's get into the trope. Enemies to lovers, fake relationship, friends to lovers, second chance romance. Now let's talk about why this book is so addictive. First, we have the writing. Ellis's writing is so good. She sucks you into the story from the first page and doesn't let you go until the very end. You feel every emotion the characters are feeling. You can practically taste the salt of their tears and the heat of their passion. Second, we have the plot. The plot is so engaging. You kept guessing until the very end. Who can you trust? Who's the killer? Who's the ghost? Third, we have the characters. The characters are so well developed. You can't help but root for them, even when they're being stubborn or making bad decisions. Fourth, we have the chemistry between Vida and Ashton. The chemistry between these two characters is off the charts. You can feel the sexual tension between them from the first time they meet. The longing, the desire, the need, it's all there simmering just below the surface. And when they finally give in to their desires, it's explosive. Fifth, we have the setting. The setting is so atmospheric. You can feel the chill of the house, the creak of the floorboards, the rustle of the wind through the trees. It's the perfect setting for a Gothic romance. Now let's talk about some of the things that could have been better. First, we have the pacing. The pacing is a little slow in the beginning, but once you get past the first few chapters, it picks up and you won't be able to put it down. Second, we have the resolution of the mystery. The resolution of the mystery is a little anticlimactic, but it doesn't take away from the overall enjoyment of the story. And third, we have the lack of diversity. The lack of diversity is disappointing, but it doesn't take away from the story itself. Overall, I highly recommend this book. If you're a fan of enemies to lovers, fake relationships, friends to lovers, or second chance romance, then this book is for you. Just be prepared to stay up all night reading it, because once you start, you won't be able to put it down. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.